Okay, so hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now, I actually did start recording this video already, but I think I just ran into the exact same problem I did last vlog. So if you don't know, I'm not going to say the make of the camera because that's, I think, what triggers it. They're voice activated, and if I say the name of the camera, it stops the recording. So last week, we had the session only a few days ago. Today's Tuesday, I had it last Friday. And unfortunately, after the session, the camera stopped recording and I didn't have the footage. I literally had about 2 seconds worth of footage after the session and then nothing more. So I think I figured out why. I just can't say the name of the camera, the make, because then it just stops the recording apparently. So we're back. What I'll do now is just a quick update of what happened last week, because obviously we didn't have footage. I did a brief explanation, but obviously that's not a full explanation. Basically, I'm not gonna be really mean on myself and say I'm an idiot, but I'm basically an idiot. So I was distracted before the session. My dad, unfortunately, at the moment is suffering vertigo from the car crash. The little crystals in his ear must have got dislodged during his crash a few weeks ago now. And yeah, he's suffering very bad vertigo. So on the Friday morning, I was actually taking him to and from, etc., the doctors to try and get that sorted. He had some weird maneuver, positional thing that helped him a bit. Red light, that's always the way, isn't it? Good brakes. So yeah, I didn't drink a lot of fluids before my session, which led to me halfway through the session basically being really dehydrated. So much so to the point that my lips were like cracking. Like I was that dry in the mouth. And what probably didn't help as well is last week I was wearing an extra layer. I was wearing a sleeveless hoodie. So I was probably sweating more as well. So the combination of not drinking a lot and also sweating more, it was gone. So I did finish the session early. Did actually go up in weight technically on leg press. So the previous weeks I've done always 4 sets. What are you doing, Mr. Bus? I have no idea. But usually, I think the microphone might be rattling the top of the car. Apologies for that, by the way. But usually I do 4 sets of leg press, and it would be 3 sets of 90 kilogram and 1 set of 100 kilogram. Where last week, before I unfortunately had to give up, we flipped it. So I did 1 set of 90 and 3 sets of 100. So that's an improvement. But yeah, so it wasn't a great session last week. A bit demoralizing, but it's the way that it goes. I've now, today, you'll be pleased to know, I've drunk plenty of fluids and I've had good food. So it should be okay. I should be fine in that instance. I will say my legs actually are still a bit sore and achy from that session on Friday. So I doubt today we're going to be doing any lower body. Like if my instructor says, let's do lower body because it went bad last time or you had to give up, I'm probably going to go, I don't think it'll go well today because my legs are actually aching already. So I'll probably do upper body today, which I'm always looking forward to. And yeah, so that's the update. The rest of the before vlog, we're going to be talking about some topics. Every week I want to have like a couple topics to talk about. It's just something to do while driving, I suppose, which I find fun. So these generally are from Twitter and Facebook, but in the night before I have the gym session, or if you want to leave topics in the comments of this video, feel free. First one though is something not even about League of Legends. It's about jobs. Again, I don't know the name of the people that asked these questions. I just remember the 2 specific questions I'm going to answer. The first one was, why is it in modern day society that we treat more labor intensive jobs not very nicely? So plumbing, electrician, that type of thing. Why is it that society looks down on these jobs, I think the question was. Obviously, I'm not an expert in this field. I do a lot of reading in my spare time generally, but obviously take my opinion with a grain of salt. But generally the way that I would see it is that's how society is because of the way that society has moved along. So ages ago, everything was labor intensive. In order to do anything in your life, you had to be skilled. You had to have hand skills. You don't need that anymore. Like modern society is intellectual leaders rather than strong leaders, if that makes sense. You know, back in the old tribe days, everything was like labor, that the strongest guy led, you know, where now it's I was going to say the smartest person, but obviously that isn't true with modern politics. But you know what I mean? Like, society is driven by intellect, not brute strength anymore. And I think that has a little bit to play when it comes to these type of jobs. But the funny thing is that they're crazily needed. You know, imagine if like these people that look like, the first thing to say, I don't look down on them, but imagine if someone who does look down on them suddenly needs a plumber and there were no plumbers, they'd be screwed. So it's, you know, it's a bit of a weird thing, but that's probably why it's looked down upon, is because modern society basically rewards intellect rather than strength. There'll always be a need for strength, obviously, because the human race does need that, but the more the future comes, the more robots do stuff, the more that's going to be a problem. You know, there's probably going to be a future that isn't far away that those type of jobs are completely replaced by robots, and that's why so many billionaires like Richard Branson, Elon Musk, everybody is saying eventually we're going to need a national general income that everybody gets. I haven't read too much into it. I don't even know if you need to work or you're just going to be given this income. But they're saying if so many robots are taking jobs, then we may as well give money to the people to make use of that money. But that's kind of interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much the take on it that I have anyway, is because just how the world works now is it's intellect based, and technology advances through intellect, not strength. So when you have these manual labour jobs, electrician, plumber, etc., they are a good skill, but they are more labour intensive, and they probably will be replaced in not that long, which everybody has opinion about. I'm not a massive fan of that, even though I'm big in technology. I think humans should still do a lot of stuff. You can't beat human interaction. And then the next question is more League of Legends based. I know I have touched upon it in the past every now and then, but it's, should higher rating players' opinions on game balance or anything like that mean more than lower ratings people? The answer to this, and again, it's a very delicate line before you sound elitist. Obviously, I don't want to come across elitist, but if you're talking game design, then the answer is actually yes. High rating people's opinions should matter more, and they do. That we already know Riot favours higher rating players' opinions and balances the game to higher rating players than lower rating. The best example I can give of that is, I've used it in the past, but Azir, the champion. Obviously, he just got a bit of an update, but before this update, about a year and a half ago, Azir got nerfed when he had a 44% win rate. So a pretty terrible win rate, I'm sure most people can agree, 44%. And he got nerfed. The reason for it is, yes, lower rating people were finding him really difficult, hence a terrible win rate. And that, by the way, is a Platinum Plus win rate. His win rate was even worse in lower ratings, and he still gets nerfed. The reason for it is because the Challenger players and the Master players, the Diamond players that actually could play Azir quite well, they were unbeatable. You could not beat them. So Riot had to balance the game to higher ratings because he was unstoppable in higher ratings. And there's been a few examples of this. Every now and then they do pop up. But one of the counterpoint to this is, unfortunately, a lot of the design features that Riot are implementing now are actually quite low rating intensive or new player intensive. And it started a couple of years ago that you've got the timers at the top of the map. They're 100% for lower rating people, because higher rating people had no problem counting 5 minutes from a buff or something like that. And it was like a natural skill that you kind of had to have to differentiate people. They got rid of that. So like stuff like this, it's introducing basic and casual elements to the game, which I'm not a massive fan of, but you could call me, I guess, a League of Legends purist. I started in Season 1 when Riot did not hold your hand whatsoever, and it was quite a hardcore game. So now they are kind of, let's say, casualizing it a little bit more to try and open up the player base a bit. I'm not a massive fan of it, but they're probably going to do it anyway. But yeah, naturally, with game balance, again, not even just League of Legends, if you're talking pretty much any video game, again, with my game design background, you're always going to balance a game to the higher rating player base. Because that's what you kind of have to do. But I think that's both topics pretty much covered quite well. again, if you've got any topics that you want me to talk about, again, they're very brief. I can't go crazy into them, but I enjoy talking. Again, I used to be on a debate team. I've done public speaking before, so I quite enjoy this type of thing. Hence, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I talk for a living, basically. So I find it fun. But yeah, if you want anything more, feel free. I know there was another topic that I guess I can quickly talk about, and that was, what is my favourite thing to work out on? Do I have any favourites? Kinda. Some exercises feel better than others, obviously. Like, my least favourite, or the one, it's not even like least favourite, I don't hate doing it, but the one that just makes me feel like poop is the squats. They kill you. You know, I'm basically dead after I do them. But you know, they're good to do. I know, like, if I'm dead after doing something, I'm like, okay, that must have done something. You know, if I wasn't dead after doing it, then obviously it's not really going to be giving me any benefit. But something I enjoy doing, I kind of like doing all like the cable machines, upper body cable machines. They're quite fun. And I'm probably doing those today, actually, because today I'm again presuming it's upper body. I quite like doing those. I don't know. I don't find them that difficult to do, and they're quite rewarding, I think. So yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully, again, I will definitely double check that the recording works after the session, because, you know, that is probably the main point of these, is just those, you know, updates. How am I doing? How was the session? And all that good stuff. So I'll see you then, and I'll probably be more sweaty. See you. I say, guys, after the gym session, overall pretty good session today. Did upper body like I was expecting to. And yeah, good session. Pretty much did everything that we planned to. Just obviously throughout the session, my left elbow was plaguing me again. A big improvement, because if you remember quite like a few weeks ago, I mentioned that there was definitely a weakness there. There has been a pretty good improvement, which it makes us think that there isn't like a structural or bone injury or something. It must be just muscular weakness, because it's improving. But yeah, overall good week. I'm not sure if I went crazy up in any weight. Again, I don't really know my upper body weights that well, because I mainly do lower body, because they're higher impact. But it was just generally a good session. Definitely got to work more on the tricep though at home, which isn't a problem. You know, I don't mind doing that at all. But yeah, no, I'm pretty damn happy with how the session generally went, to be honest. Sorry if I'm a bit distracted. We are just on a busy area. And then obviously, you know, just as an update as well, diet-wise, doing better with the diet, having a protein shake once a day. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I have a protein shake once a day, and on gym sessions, I have 2 protein shakes a day. So I had one earlier, and now I'll have one after. I do know why protein's good, but I can't for the life of me remember right now. I think it's just like your muscle absorbs protein and like helps it build. A lot better than anything else, where obviously carbs is just kind of more fatty and doesn't really help you that much. So yeah, overall really good session. In again next week. One thing that we will be doing though, is trying to get a scan on my left elbow. Luckily we do have a couple doctors, friends of the family, but the unfortunate thing, they're all my dad's friends, and my dad's not here at the moment, but I'm going to text him when I get home to see if he can get hold of one of our family friends who's a pretty like head doctor in the area, and he might be able to get me a scan really quick. The reason why I want to just get a scan, like, it may confirm something, it may not do anything, but it's just to rule out any possibility of there's like more permanent damage there, and just to kind of try to confirm, basically. But yeah, we will try get that scan. This area of Cambridge is so goddamn busy though, it's unreal. But yeah, overall there's not much more to say other than really good session, happy with it. You know, last session on Friday, that obviously didn't make me feel great having to give up, but I didn't have to do it today. Just on each exercise, the final few reps were quite rough. That's pretty much it. This guy tries to cut me up. Nope. Sorry, a lot of people try to cut their way up in Cambridge. Well, probably anywhere. No, thank you. If you're going a short, like that road's a shortcut way, so he's trying to get somewhere quicker on purpose. by doing a sneaky back way. No, not on my watch. Especially when I have right of way. Anyway, that was off tangent. But yeah, the rest of the day, gonna just relax. I know, obviously, because it was a full upper body session, my arms will definitely stiffen as the day goes on, and the night, etc., and tomorrow. So I'm expecting to be pretty stiff the next few days. But as I've said, I might have said before, it's actually kind of a weird and good feeling sometimes, especially when you haven't used your body in ages. You know, I'm pretty much nowadays, I'm in a constant state, this is going to sound really weird, of stiffness. And it's not what you think. But yeah, just general muscle stiffness is either my legs or it's my upper body. And it kind of oddly feels good because it's like a constant reminder, hey, I'm actually doing stuff with my body. I'm actually working out. So it's a nice feeling, definitely. But I think that's going to be it. Again, I've said it before, but we do have a PO box and it is very nearby. Whenever I'm in this area, it's either I'm going to the gym and I don't want to be late, or I'm really sweaty after going to the gym, so I don't want to go when I'm sweaty. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to send them an email and just be like, yo, send me anything that I've got in the PO box waiting for me. It's annoying because it's literally about 2 minutes over there, but it's just not convenient. I need to come in on a day that I'm not doing any gym work, or leave the house earlier on a gym day, where, yeah, I'll just get them to send me whatever's there, because apparently there is some stuff there, I've been told. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week's update. Again, if you've got any topics you want me to talk about, feel free. But in this next week, obviously it's Tuesday today, I'll be definitely in the garage this week, because again, last Friday when I was dehydrated and I had kind of a lazy week, I think that's kind of what pushed me over the edge. I don't want to have another lazy week again, so I'll be definitely in the garage doing some stuff. Probably like after a couple days when my left elbow and that frees up a bit, I will most likely do some elbow work to just continue trying to strengthen it. Because it's literally, obviously near the end of the session, my right arm was getting tired, but it wasn't locking, where like halfway through the session, my left elbow was already locking. And apparently my body is like putting the shoulder forward to try and like instinctually make it not get injured, because there's obviously something going on there, so my body's trying to protect it. So yeah, I'm probably going to just try and work on it, and obviously try to get that scan like I mentioned to try and confirm or rule out any type of damage. It might just confirm that, oh god, yeah, your muscle on that side is a lot shorter than your right. That means you just have to work on extending it and try and lengthen it. So pretty much that simple. Hopefully guys, you enjoyed the update today. Feels good to have like a good session after the last one. And yeah, I'm gonna go home and record and stream, have fun, game, get stressed at ranked, so the usual. So yeah, enjoyed the session overall. Progress was made, and it always is a good feeling to basically complete everything that was set out for me. It's a good feeling. Yeah, let me know how it's going for you. Any topics, put them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.